Hey everyone, just thought I'd give you another update, and this is probably my final update until I get home. I've been pretty busy. It's been an awesome couple of weeks. So last time I chatted to you, I think I was in London, and I was flying out the next morning, or maybe even that day, to Munich. So I flew out to Munich. I got there safe and sound. Everything was roughly on time. And then met up with my uncle and auntie who flew in there, and my cousin who came to pick us up. So that was really awesome to be able to catch up with those guys. And then we drove from Munich to my cousin's place near Ulm, which is about an hour and a half or so, give or take. But it was really lovely. So yeah, basically I spent Christmas in a small little village, which name I forget, Gestatten I think it is, with my cousin, her husband Dan, her little girl Tamilia, and my uncle and auntie who flew over from Australia. And then a lot of it was spent with Dan's family, so his parents, siblings, their partners and kids and all that. So it was very much a family Christmas. So yeah, had a good time with those guys, and like lovely Christmas. Went to a Christmas service on Christmas Day, where actually Dan's dad was the preacher. So I didn't understand a whole lot of that. My German's really not that good, but it was good to be there and share it with family. Then we did things like I forgot the name of it, raclette, which is like melted cheese on Christmas Day. So that was really lovely, and you're just going to put lots of different things in it. So it's different to fondue where you dip. Raclette is where you kind of melt things and put on bread and all that sort of stuff. But that was really, really nice. Then the following, so that was at Dan's parents' place, and then because they live nearby, and then on so that was Christmas Eve, I think, and then actual what we would call Christmas Day. Everyone came over for dinner at Dan's place, so that was really cool. So yeah, again, same sort of crowd. Had a lot of fun. Ended up doing sauna with Dan, so that was interesting. German saunas, everyone's mixed, everyone's naked, wearing a towel when you walk around. So I've talked to a fair few friends about that, about the cultural differences. But having done that in Finland a couple of times now, I don't really have a huge problem with it. It's just one of those interesting things, and sauna's awesome, so I love that. That was a good experience. Good bonding moment with Dan. So spent the Christmas with family, then jumped on a train to see my old travel buddy Zinja. So that was awesome. So I just caught the train from Ulm to Bonn, and then met up with Zinja, saw a squirrel the next day, which was awesome. Met her partner Andre, stayed with them, just slept in the lounge room on a mattress, which is good backpacker type deal. Just hung out with those guys. Zinja and I went to a old castle ruins, went for a bit of a hike. That was lovely. I think I've posted most of these photos, so you should have already seen all this stuff. They're part of a canoe club where they do kayaking and stuff. So we went there a couple of times, notably for New Year's Eve. We were the only people there. Other people could have dropped in, but they didn't. Let off a nice bunch of fireworks, which was great. And then the next on New Year's Day had a late flight with Eurowings to Vienna, and I met up with an old friend Eliza, who originally she grew up in Tassie, and that's where I met her, like online, and then she's like lived in the UK, Finland, and now she's back in the UK in Scotland, and it was easy for her to come to Vienna. Got to spend the week with her. Saw lots of cool stuff. We were doing a bit of bird watching and squirrel watching together, so that's great. We sort of share our love of nature in that respect with little critters. And then also birthday while she was here on Thursday, so it was wonderful to be able to spend a birthday with a friend, because don't always get to do that. Then on Friday she left, and I changed to this hostel, so you can see it's not a bad looking hostel, like pretty upmarket, which is good. It's called the Vienna Boutique Hostel. Really nicely fitted out, and I'm in a three bed room, and so I had a flatmate the second night, like last night, and it looks like I might be alone again tonight, which is great, because then you get to basically have the cost of a hostel for the convenience of a hotel, because it's got a little ensuite over there too. And then so I caught up with my friend Carmen, again, posted a photo. She works at the International Atomic Energy Agency. So she does some work there. So I got a bit of a tour, met her boss, who was a lovely bloke, and just generally have had a good time with her and her partner, Paul. And then so we went out yesterday to a monastery and went around there a bit. That was really interesting. Again, photos are online if you want to have check it out. And the day before that, my mind's a bit of a blank. Anyway, yeah, but we've had a great time, and then tonight we're going out to somewhere special, which I'll try and get photos of. We went out to a pretty fancy cafe for brunch this morning, and I had beef tartare, which, if you don't know, is raw beef mince. So I actually really enjoyed it. It was good. I like raw things like tuna and all that. So, but no, that was really good. And yeah, we're going out tonight, and then tomorrow jump on the train to catch up with my friend Stefan in Passau, and then spend the Arvo in the night with him, and then in the morning jump back on a train, long train ride back to Frankfurt Airport, and then 7:30 local time I fly to Seoul. Then I've got about 3.5 hours, maybe closer to 4 in Seoul, and then I get home on the morning of the 12th. So I leave on the 10th and I get back on the 12th. So it's going to be a fair bit of time in the air and bumming around with travel and long train rides and all that. So I think, yeah, all up with time in the airport and all that, it's going to be well over 30 hours. So I'm going to be pretty wrecked when I get home, but thankfully I'm not going to be working on Friday. I decided to take that off, and I'll be back with my team on Monday, which will be great. It'll be good to start the year with those guys because they've been back at work this week. And yeah, it's going to be some awesome stuff this year. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick update. So yeah, saw some squirrels here but I have absolute mental break. Vienna. Sorry, part of the problem is traveling so much, but also like multiple languages and all that. You sort of it's Wien in German, so you see Wien everywhere. So yeah, sorry, messes with my brain a bit. But yeah, so it's been good here. But yeah, lots of tourists. It's a good place to visit. But yeah, probably wouldn't be coming in the middle of peak season because you'd be waiting too long for everywhere. So, but no. If anyone has any questions about stuff, let me know. I guess now that I'm on the end of my trip, I guess in Germany, the big thing is making sure you got all the travel apps for the city. Unfortunately, they don't do a national travel app for booking like city tickets. So yeah, when I was in Berlin, I had to have an app. Bonn, I just bought the tickets at the machine because I was only doing a couple of train rides there. Ulm, I was just traveling with family, so we had a car. But yeah, so yeah, have a look at what city you're in and get the app. That's probably the big recommendation for Germany. Same with Austria. There's a Wien app, Wien Mobile, that you can buy your tickets on, which is good. The hot tip for Vienna is never, ever, ever travel on public transport without a ticket because they will absolutely nail you with a fine. And they're probably a bit more lax on the masks, but it's good to see everyone wearing masks and that on the public transport, and it is required. So, yeah, but no, I don't think there's too much else to say. It's been a really long trip. I've loved it, but I'm definitely getting into that traveller's fatigue stage, so I'm keen to come home and see everyone and just sleep in my own bed eventually, so that'll be great. And yeah, get back into the year because it's going to be a big year. So, but no, anyone else asks any questions, shoot us a message. I'm more than happy to help people who want to travel, and I will chat to you all later. Bye.